brother of Trayvon Diggs of the Dallas Cowboys, Stefon Diggs, made a bad decision during the offseason. He was seen on a boat with an unidentified pink substance and a group of women. Unfortunately for Diggs, the post went viral and many have questioned what he was doing. It remains uncertain what it was, but some have questioned whether the New England Patriots could be upset about it and look to move on from him earlier rather than later. In a recent trade idea from Last Word on Sports, the Patriots would do just that in a trade with the Cowboys. After adding George Pickens, the Cowboys could still be interested in adding a star player like Diggs, despite the off-the-field situation. The Dallas Cowboys might as well get another possible dynamic wide receiver despite trading for George Pickens this offseason, Anthony Palacios writes. Jalen Tolbert is entering his contract year, and he's a WR3 for the offensive unit, so this is his last chance to prove that he can earn another deal. If he doesn't, they could trade for Diggs to not only depend on CeeDee Lamb and Pickens in the deep threat route, while Dak Prescott slings it to the slot in a potential reliable receiver like Diggs. Are there tensions between Diggs and the Patriots following the boat video? The Dallas Cowboys have to be careful here, as they don't want to bring in someone who has some troubles off the field. Diggs hasn't necessarily been in much trouble off the field, and it isn't like he got in legal trouble because of that situation, but it's something they have to be careful about. However, regarding the opportunity to trade for him, Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated recently said that he believes the conversations with Diggs and Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel went fine, and that things will work out. By all accounts, that conversation went fine. I think he was truthful with Mike, Breer told NBC Sports Boston. I think there was at least some degree of what were you doing? And it's not so much just being on a boat on Memorial Day weekend, whatever was in the bag. It's more like, there are cameras on the boat? What are you thinking? Diggs' response. When Diggs was asked about it, he was non-committal about the situation. For the Dallas Cowboys, he likely would have had the same thing to say had he been in Dallas. That was clearly a message the New England Patriots told him to give, as they don't want him to get in further trouble. However, while enticing, this is ultimately something the Cowboys would have to consider given the magnitude of the situation. Obviously, I want to be as candid with you guys as possible, Diggs said, per NBC Sports Boston. I kind of have a thing where I don't talk about my personal life with people I don't know personally. I'm pretty sure everyone here are great people, but I keep my personal life personal. I had a conversation with Vrabes, obviously, Diggs said. I'm gonna echo everything he said. He told me, hoping everybody's making good decisions. I had a conversation with people in the building as well. So, everything else is everything else. The particulars are all internal. The Dallas Cowboys announced former tight end, civil rights activist, and businessman Pettis Norman has died at 86 years old. Norman played for the Cowboys from 1962 to 1970 before closing his career with the San Diego Chargers from 1971 to 1973. We mourn the passing of former tight end and civil rights advocate Pettis Norman. Known for his selfless leadership, commitment to community, and dedication to creating equal opportunity, we were incredibly proud and grateful to share his remarkable story recently, the Cowboys wrote on their official X account. Norman's influence went way beyond the field of play. From the Dallas Morning News, Norman also had an extensive history of giving back to the community. He created the Dallas Together Forum, which consisted of CEOs from Fortune 500 companies to address the pressing economic issues facing minorities and women and their inclusion in the bounties of our nation, according to his biography. That model was replicated across the world. Norman also served on civic boards and worked with many organizations, including the Dallas Urban League, Goodwill Industries, the Dallas Association for the Mentally Challenged, and many more. Acknowledgements pour in following Norman's death. Norman, a Charlotte, North Carolina native, played college football at Johnson C. Smith University and was drafted by the Dallas Texans in the 16th round of the 1962 AFL draft, but went unselected in the NFL draft that same year, something Norman said happened because the Texans spread false rumors he'd already signed a contract with them. Somewhat out of spite, Norman signed with the Cowboys and became the starting tight end in his third season and finished his career with 183 receptions for 2,492 yards and 15 touchdowns, but was just as well known for being a rugged blocker. Norman played in one of the most famous games in NFL history in a 21-17 loss to the Green Bay Packers in the 1967 NFL Championship game, better known as the Ice Bowl, and also started in a loss to the Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl V. After his career, Norman was one of the first minority owners of Burger King franchises, a spokesperson for Dr. Pepper, and consulted with U.S. presidents about race relations, as well as serving as a color commentator for the World Football League at one point. Johnson C. Smith University honors the life of Pettis Norman 62, the first Golden Bull in the NFL, JCSU wrote on its official X account. A Dallas Cowboy, CJA Hall of Famer and proud JCSU alumnus, he was more than an athlete. He was a trailblazer. Rest well, legend. Norman was a frontman of the civil rights movement in DFW, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram's Nick Harris wrote on his official X account. In 2010, he was inducted into the Black Sports Hall of Fame. We're deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Pettis Norman, a true trailblazer on and off the field, the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame wrote on its official X account. A proud North Carolina native and member of the NSHOF, Pettis leaves behind a powerful legacy of leadership, courage, and community impact. Our heartfelt condolences go out to his family, friends, and all who were inspired by his remarkable life. Fans of the Dallas Cowboys would sure love to see Travis Etienne in the team's uniform, but those Etienne to Dallas rumors appear to be false. The blog Cowboys Country reported Monday that the team is not looking to upgrade its running back room, even with an uninspiring group of RBs, headlined by Miles Sanders. The Cowboys finished 27th in the NFL in rushing yards per game, 100.3, in 2024, led by Rico Dowdle's 1,079 yards, and ranked 30th in the league in yards per carry, 4.0. Dowdle left for the Carolina Panthers in free agency, and second-ranked rusher Ezekiel Elliott is a member of the Los Angeles Chargers practice squad. Etienne posted 2 straight 1,400-plus all-purpose yard seasons in Jacksonville, but his production cratered in 2024. The 25th overall pick of the 2021 NFL Draft had just 558 rushing yards in 15 games last season. Will the Cowboys trade for Travis Etienne? The Cowboys are often linked to high-profile players, and they have already added dynamic wide receiver George Pickens via trade this offseason. A season after going 7-10, its conceivable owner/general manager Jerry Jones will stop at nothing to get back to the playoffs and Super Bowl. But, according to Mike Fisher of Athlon Sports, any Etienne rumors, or those tying Dallas to James Cook or any other RBs, are not true. At this time, rumors about Dallas pursuing a running back trade at this time are false, Fisher wrote Monday. The Cowboys feel set at running back and likely won't even contemplate a move at any position until they see the lay of the land with what they have. Fisher cited both Sanders and former Denver Broncos back Javonte Williams, plus University of Texas rookie Jaden Blue, as the three-headed backfield decision-makers inside the Dallas facility are comfortable with. It is Sanders and Williams and Blue, Fisher wrote. Any proposed move for another back right now simply doesn't make any sense, at least from a perspective from inside the star. Why are the Cowboys linked to Travis Etienne? Though Etienne is coming off a dreadful season, he is well thought of around the league. He is just 1 year removed from appearing on ESPN's list of the 10 best running backs in the NFL, according to executives. But with Etienne outrushed by 2023 third-round pick Tank Bigsby and set to enter the final year of his rookie contract at $6 million plus, there is clear opportunity for Jacksonville to trade him. Throw in the fact the Jaguars have a new coach, Liam Cohen, and it is entirely plausible that Etienne could find himself playing elsewhere. The Cowboys have both struggled in the run game and committing to the run game since Elliott left for the New England Patriots after the 2022 season. After finishing 9th in the league in rushing yards per game, Dallas finished 14th in 2023 before cratering after Tony Pollard departed for the Tennessee Titans in 2024. With offensive-minded head coach Brian Schottenheimer taking the reins from Mike McCarthy, and the addition of Sanders via a 1-year contract in free agency, the Cowboys are clearly aware they need an upgrade. But a trade for a back like Etinne could rejuvenate the back's career and add another dynamic option to the Cowboys' veteran-laden offense, especially with dynamic wideout/kick returner/athlete Cavani Turpin now facing suspension after he was arrested over the weekend.